Hey guys, this is Frost Saber. I'm just doing a quick video on how to do a hair trigger stop mod for the DualShock 4 controller. This mod doesn't actually require drilling of any kind or hot glue. Just uses some simple stuff like a piece of wire or cardboard and some tape. This does require opening the controller, so it'll void your warranty. So there's that. First things first, and you're going to need a little screwdriver. I don't have a Phillips like the screws are, but I do have a flathead, and that's what I used. So remove the 4 screws in the back of the controller, and you're going to open it up by pushing on the corners of the controller. Mine's already been opened multiple times, so it's going to seem easy. Yours will be tougher, but it will come apart. Just apply gentle constant pressure to the corners of the controllers and it'll open up like a clamshell. Then you're going to want to flip it over and try to wiggle out. First you want to get these clear, but then you're going to flip it over and try to wiggle it off of your triggers. Sometimes they get stuck in the shell, like I think my L2 is about to do. Nope, but it did pop off. So show you how to put that back on. You're going to need to remove the cable for the light on there. So there's a blue tab right here on the main board. Just grab that and pull. The light will come off because it's not getting power anymore. Just set that to the side. Your battery will flop out. But this spring is very important. You don't want to lose that because you need it for the trigger. Also, if you can see here, this trigger has arms on it, and some people have reported a lot of problems with the arms breaking. It's a pretty common problem in the DualShock, but they're super easy to replace. All you got to do is open it up, pop these off, and pop a new one on. You can buy replacement ones on Amazon. I think you can get like 5 of L2 and 5 R2 for like $6 with 2 springs. So you can get them in other places, but I prefer Amazon. So you'll put the spring on the trigger. There's an extra groove on the side. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but there's an extra plastic groove in there. That's where the spring rests. And then you just take it. There'll be also, these springs can be super frustrating, so be patient. There's a groove here also, very obvious where it's supposed to go. It's super thin. The only thing that'll really fit there is the spring itself. So you're going to want to take your button and just stick it in the arms. The spring will line itself up if you put the arms in the bracket that they're supposed to go in. I already have my trigger stop installed, but I'll go ahead and pull it out for you guys so you can see. It's kind of a trial and error mod. Here it is, just a piece of wire. So what you're going to do is either take a piece of cardboard, piece of wire, wad of tape, anything that you can get to be approximately the shape of this hole, and you're just gonna stick it down in that hole, and then you're just gonna have to jump in whatever game you're doing. I did this for Destiny, but it'll work for Call of Duty or Titanfall, any first-person shooter, and it's basically just gonna prevent the trigger from going all the way. See how it goes all the way down here? We're utilizing something to hit this push rod right here on the end of the trigger. So the way I did it was I put a longer piece of wire in here than this initially because I had no idea how long it needed to be. Shoved it down in this hole, and then I fired up Destiny, and I'll show you. What I did was I went into patrol and I just kept pushing R2, and if it wouldn't shoot, I'd pull the wire out cut it a little bit, stick it back in, do it again until it's shot. And once it starts shooting consistently, and by consistently I mean every time you pull the trigger, then you have the appropriate length, and you've now got a trigger stop. So that completes that. You can do the same thing in Call of Duty on a private match. But now you've got your trigger stop. I would recommend only doing it for R2 if you're playing Destiny, since L2 does your speeder. And I don't know about you, but I enjoy being able to use my speeder at boost and not at walking speed. So now you've got your trigger stop mod. Next, we're going to go ahead and put this back together. It's easier to do the hairfire mod with the controller assembled. So you're going to take that blue tab again with blue facing out, and you're going to slide it back into the main board slot. Be careful not to bend it. It doesn't take a whole lot. As long as you can't see gold anymore, then you're pretty much set. And then you're going to slide it back over top of here. Be careful, the battery does like to slide, so try to do this with the controller flat. So I'll angle it for you guys, but you want to set it up, try to get the two ends together right here so your triggers come through, and then you're going to spin back around, push those in so that this will shut. Sometimes when you're pulling these apart, it'll break the plastic clips on the side. Don't worry about that, because you're going to be putting screws in anyways, so it'll be fine. And sometimes, like right now, the battery pack will interfere with these white clips, and you just lightly press against the battery pack while trying to put the shell back together, and it'll slide into place. And there you have it. I'm not going to put the screws back in because I'm sure you can figure that out. So now for the hair trigger mod, what you're going to want to do is take some tape. You could use duct tape. I used Gorilla Tape because that's just what I happen to have on hand. And you're just going to cut a small piece like this, and you're going to take it, hold down your R2 trigger, and stick it in between the white piece and the top of the R2. And you're just going to keep doing that until it barely takes any motion to actuate the fire signal. I have mine pre-made because like I said, I've already done this mod. But that's really all there is to it. When it's done, it's not going to be the prettiest. It's not going to be as well concealed as your trigger stop mod is going to be. But it costs about $149.50 less than a scuff controller. So, I mean, I can live with it. But there you have it. Now my trigger has less play. It'll have even less once I actually screw the screws together. But now you have a hair trigger and trigger stop controller without having to spend $150. Hope you guys liked it.